past couple years, this team has been in flux. We weren't sure what happened, if it was going to proceed or how it was going to go. So we're fortunate that it did end up happening the way it did, and we couldn't be happier as coaches the way it ended up. It was a great group to coach. A lot of different groups all merged together, and right from the get-go, there was no separations. They were all invested in each other, and there was no different cliques and stuff, and they were all merged as one. And it was great to see right off the bat that that wasn't something we had to worry about, and we would just go out there and get them focused and do what we could. So it was great to have that this year. Right from the start, like I said, everybody was committed to each other, and just as well the coaches, we had talked about it. We love seeing the sportsmanship between this team on the ice in their club teams. I mean, when we have our practices and our games, that's one thing, but when we all coach different club teams and we see them in those games after the games and giving each other high fives and talking on the ice and hugging and stuff like that means way more to me, that type of sportsmanship. It's really something special, and also the team that we had formed this year was a mixture of essentially 16U players and 18U, and taking them to going and playing straight out 18U, and some of the teams we played were 18U AA teams, and the way that they performed this year, we couldn't ask for anything better than their performance. A couple of player shout outs, just kind of summarizing everybody on the team. Shout out to Ian Riley for the goal and point leader with 11 goals and 6 assists.
Woo!
Also somehow got a Rookie of the Year nomination in the high school league.
Wow.
It all makes sense when his face ended up in some other pictures. Gavin Williams with the assist leader with 7 assists.
Woo!
Another stat that I personally keep track of on this team and my club teams is plus minuses, and there's a real way of calculating plus minuses, like how the NHL does it, and then I just take the total to all the kids. And so our plus minus leader was Hollywood with plus 13. It's a three-way tie for the next, which was plus 11, and that was between Pearson, Williams, and Sippering.
Nice.
One other mention I want to make was Maxime. So when I tally plus minuses, I also tally the occurrences they were on the ice. So if you had a plus 13 and you're on the ice 50 times, there's a percentage there. Maxime had a plus 8 out of 20 occurrences, so that's like a 40% efficiency max when he was on the ice.
That makes sense.
Shout outs to Sippering for Defenseman of the Year and first All-State team in the club.
Woo!
Manserov for Forward of the Year, second All-State team and MVP nomination.
Yeah.
Fast for Sportsmanship of the Year.
Yeah.
Hader for Sportsmanship of the Year nomination.
Wow.
Stewart for Goalie of the Year and first All-State team.
Nice.
Peterson for Goalie of the Year nomination.
Yeah.
And Coach Eisen for second All-State assistant coach.
Woo!
Another thing that I've tried to do ever since I've coached was before the end of the year is put kids in situations, and we didn't really have to force it this year. It kind of just happened, but everybody on the team got at least 1 point, whether it was a goal or an assist. So everybody here got a point at least on their stats.
Yep.
As far as the goalie save percentages, sorry, we didn't have all the stats from everything, but if we extrapolate numbers, both of our goalies were above 88% on save percentage.
Holy cow. Wow. Wow.
I just wanted to thank my wife this year for putting up with my absences and scheduling, and for being super supportive all year for both this team and my club team.
Yeah.
Thanks to Debbie for being team manager, being the organization of the team. As most of you know, she does a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, which relaxes that off of us so we can concentrate on practices and the games and things like that. Thanks to Stephen Williams for videoing the games, Matt Riley for the pictures, and to Adam Hayter and Stephen for the presentations.
Yeah.
Thanks to Coach Eisen and Coach Larson for opening this year. It's always great every year to have different eyes and a different voice on the ice, in the locker room, on the bench, things like that. Believe it or not, year after year, players can magically tune out the same voice like year after year, so it's good to get other voices and eyes on things. I very much appreciated what both of them brought to the team this year and helped out a lot. So I'm glad we're able to have another high school select team this year. Like I said, it's been kind of in flux for the last 3 years, but these kids keep pushing themselves. Makes them better, more competitive. It also brings the high school league up, in my opinion, to have a spread of kids on the select team. It makes the league in general, because like I said, when we coach our own club teams, it brings the whole league up as a whole. And the sportsmanship that they present is above and beyond anything we could ask for. So I wanted to commend the team for being able to cope and adapt to the rules when we go to tournaments. You know, rules are different, icing, no icing, delayed outside, not, finishing checks. And to go from that, and then to come back and the next day play your club game here in Omaha and have things make a turn and be called a different way, it's kind of messes with you mentally. So kudos to the players for being able to go back and forth as they did this year on that. And normally I say at the end of the season how great it'd be when you guys play in adult leagues after your senior year. And last year was kind of the start of that for me, and actually, like, that's already in motion for me. And the kids have been playing adult league, and it's been fun for them. It makes me work harder. At the end, I wish the same for this group of seniors, and I already know that the seniors we have leaving are already involved in that, and so that's great, and I wish them the best as well for that. Looking forward to next year. I feel it's going to be, with what happened with the board and the positions that are open, it'll probably be the same thing, but we'll still press them to make sure that this keeps continuing on and keeps happening. And we've done that for the last 3 years since it was in OJL reserve, and then it dissolved after that. So I'm willing to do it again, and I know Derek is as well, and we'll be without kids again. I know Larson will be up for it too, and so we're hoping and wish that makes it forward this summer. I'll be talking with the board about that. I wish the best of luck to returning players. However this turns out, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys play next year, even on your club teams, right? If this doesn't happen, I'll still be looking forward to that. I'll also try to set up another alumni skate each winter for this team that keeps going as much as I can do every year. To the senior parents, I think most senior parents here have already had a senior in the past, but I just wanted to say something that I went through last year was a lot of, what are you gonna do? Like, are you worried about Blake? And I'm not. He's obviously just in Lincoln, which isn't that far away, but I'm more excited to see what his next thing is. It was never an ending, to put it that way. So be excited for what the next thing is gonna be. Lastly, to the seniors, again, it's been a pleasure coaching you guys, the seniors that we have here. You guys all have bright futures. Good luck to you guys in your life adventures. Keep playing hockey. Get more involved is what I tell my players. As you get older, get back to the community. Get into coaching or assistant coaching, reffing. We've got a ref in here. Or volunteering any way you can. And that's something I've always also preached, and this year again it's something new for me where it's coming to fruition, where we have ex-players wanting to come back and get involved and help coach, which is awesome to see. So have fun, be respectful, make good choices. And I'm gonna call names up. I had some gifts made for the players and some gifts for the seniors. So I'll call you guys up by first name order. I do have a raffle for the trophy we won. They did not send it to me in time, and I guarantee I'll get it tomorrow. But we will still have the raffle, and I will get whoever wins the raffle, I'll get that trophy to you this summer.
Oh, wow.
So, Aiden Stewart. Nano.
Cheers.
So you guys can see, I'm sure the parents see at the end, but it's a player with their name and jersey, and then on the back is 18 new Knights with our season and our record on it.
Nice. Nice.
Sippering. Barons. Martinez.
Final left yet? He's gonna miss this whole
Harper.
thing. Back on there. That's too bad.
Fast.
When he says later, you go up there. You get it.
It's a sign.
That was weird.
Lang. Williams. Holmes. Riley. Larson. Hollywood. Peterson, not here. Round of applause. Eisen. Colado. Answer off.
Martinez.
Hey!
That's all I have.
I'm not much for speeches. Coach can tell you that. Even in pre-game stuff, he would always say, "Got anything?" And I'd be like, "No." Mostly because he said it all. So the first thing I want to say is just thanks to Josh. He's actually a really good coach. So coach to coach. It's actually a privilege to coach with him. So thank you for bringing me on. I had an absolute blast doing it. I want to thank the players. You know, a lot of them didn't even know me coming in. All they know is like, oh, that guy coaches going south. They don't win. You know, whatever. So, some of them know that we can win, right? Whoops. No, it's an absolute privilege coaching these young men. My desire as a coach, I'm almost 50 years old and I've been playing hockey since I was 3. Okay, Canadian, we're born with skates on, right? So it's just hockey, hockey, hockey. And my biggest mission as a person is not as much about the hockey, it is just being able to invest in young men, you know, and young women if they're on the team. And so that's what I think I enjoy the most is just the interactions I had, and yeah, and then you just get to coach a little bit of hockey. But I appreciated this season the most because my own son, you know, for the longest time wanted to play travel hockey, and we just couldn't do it for our own circumstances in our home. You know, nothing serious, just a couple adoptions and things like that. But it was always just a hindrance for us. But to see him come in and do it in the way that the team just embraced him as a new player, especially being a senior, you know, we super appreciate it. But again, the biggest honor is just to be able to pass on some hockey experience, hockey knowledge, and to watch you players, you know, embrace it, and take what works and throw away what doesn't. And so, just had a ton of fun, and yeah, look forward to continuing to do it. And thank you, parents, for entrusting those kids to us, because we know that you want to trust coaches. That's an important thing. And so we thank you for believing in us and trusting us. So that's what I got.
Thank you, everybody. I had a blast this season. Thank you, parents. It's a lot. It's a lot for you to make all the trips. You aren't having to drop them off at practice. Well, some of you don't have to drop them off at practice anymore, but for those that do, that's a sacrifice to do that all the time. To make those travel weekends, that's a lot. So that's a lot of sacrifice. So thank you, parents. Selfishly, it is a sacrifice. I have to give up I don't get to play hockey right now because of all this coaching. So I don't get to play my beer league. And I have to miss, I don't know how many of these UNO games on Friday nights that I have to miss because we're doing stuff. But I love watching you guys play. I'll give all of that up to watch you play. It is so much fun. So thank you. Coaches, thanks for having me join in. A lot of the parents that know me throughout, all I want to be is an assistant. I just want to assist. I just want to be there to help. Not that I don't want to sit down with you parents on that side of the rink. I like sitting on this side of the rink. I like sitting with you guys. But I love being able to help and be there. And it was a ton of fun. You guys are awesome. So thank you. Thank you for letting me join in with you. And part of it, I don't want to do the head coach thing or even do that. I just want to help. I coach a lot of sports. You know, you guys know my story, coaching things that I've been coaching for 23 years. I was going back and counting that up. So many different sports and things like that. Now, a mark of a good season, and I was talking about this with one of the parents, a mark of a good season is when it's done, do I want to be done? Or do I want to be just like, no, this was a good group. This was a good group. I didn't want this one to end. So much fun to watch you play. So much fun to be a part of this. I did not mind going to practice. I loved going to tournament games. I loved watching you play. This was the blast of the season. Thank you very much. Thanks, parents. Thanks, coaches. Great job this year, guys. Thank you.
Debbie, speech.
season. Every one of you guys have grown as a player, grown as a team. I mean, it's been a pleasure playing on the team with you guys. It's been a pleasure being your captain. And I think you guys, besides the seniors, you guys got a lot of good players next year. Sorry guys, sorry Joey and Steph and all the seniors. Yeah. But you guys got a good group next year. Yeah. So best of luck next season, you guys.
At the beginning of the season, when tryouts were coming, it happened to turn out that my girlfriend's photo was on that same night, and I made the sacrifice to go to both tryouts just to say yeah. So, I mean, she was fine with it, by the way.
Are you still together?
But I was so committed to this team, and I was so honored in that locker room when on that practice night that they said that I would be an alternate with the rest of my line mates. And you know, I feel like a couple of those games could have been, you know, either way. I feel like we had some bad bounces at times, but overall I think, you know, we had a great season. You know, I don't look down at any of those games. I think we had a great season, and you know, I'm excited to see what next year brings. So I'll be seeing you boys.
I was pretty worried about what was going to happen this year. I didn't know if we were going to do good, if we were going to do bad, but as soon as I came out to tryouts, I knew we were going to have a really good team this year. I was pretty happy to meet all the different boys this year. I didn't know a lot of you, met new parents, met new coaches. It was a really fun experience, and I'm glad I got to have this season with you guys.